Hello and welcome back to Journals and Dragons. I'm SJ and today I'm going to be introducing a Warlock design character sheet. This can, of course, be modified to work for any class, so stick around and brew a cup of tea with me before we get started today. And if you do enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe and join my niche corner of the internet. The first page I'm going to start with is my ideals, flaws, alignment, and just general aesthetic page. This is purely to get a feel for my character, understand how I'm going to play them a little better. This is Ellis Heartstrike, my tiefling warlock. He's a member of a pirate crew, so I used shades of blue and green to get that ocean-esque seafaring vibe. Stars are also an important symbol in his story, so I also have accents of gold, and you'll see a few little stars sprinkled in there. I didn't want this page to be super doodle heavy, so for me it's mostly quotes and lines with fun fonts and handwritings. I just highlighted different lines to give it color. You could also include character sketches here, or even do a more scrapbook style spread if you have stickers, loose pieces of paper, stuff like that laying around. It's whatever you feel comfortable with and what helps you get to know your character a little bit better. The next page is the majority of the actual character sheet. I wanted this spread to look asymmetrical, kind of like different sized puzzle pieces slotting into place on the page. I've got all of my stats and HP across the top of the page. I have saving throws and all the senses, including passive perception and dark vision, on the left, with inspiration, speed, proficiency, and initiative all surrounding armor class. I included the tiefling trait of resistance to fire on this page because if information like that isn't constantly in front of my face, I will absolutely forget about it and end up catching fire when I shouldn't. On the right side of the page, I put most of what's left on the character sheet. Spell save and attack DC, death saves, languages, and weapons list. To use my spell slots, I shade in the flame design with pencil to indicate that I've used it. The two that have slashes through them are the slots that I will get later when I level up. I left a lot of empty space on the bottom third of the page for my Eldritch Invocations and Archfey patron abilities. I'll get more as I level, so I've left a lot of room to grow here. The extra space here can also house any other class traits and abilities. From here, I just wanted to make sure everything was visually distinguished, so we kind of get to do the fun stuff, color everything in, and highlight the boxes. You can either do a color scheme here, or you can sort of just pick up a handful of your favorite colors, which is what I wanted to do. But just get creative, and whatever's going to make you happy, put that on the page. These next two spreads are what was left over from the character sheet that wouldn't fit on the last page, just the skills and inventory. I did these both as simple lists with a border around the edge to make it look a little nicer, and it's kind of nice to have full pages for both of these so that you don't have to write super tiny for your skills or squint to find them, and you have plenty of room for all the random stuff you'll be collecting in your inventory. we are finally on to spells. I decided to purchase a printable PDF of spells from the Etsy shop Karina Taus. I'll link that below, but I just printed off my spells and trimmed them as much as I could. I found in a closet at my parents' house an old sticker machine that was probably from the 80s and used that to stickerify my cards. It was a cute concept, but honestly I think a glue stick would have done the job a little bit better. I organized my spells by levels, so the first page is cantrips, or spells that don't require a spell slot for one reason or another. And to keep track of that where it applied, I did the same flame design I did earlier and put that on the card it was associated with. In this case, Hellish Rebuke. For the color scheme on this page, I wanted to do something kind of magical and galaxy-esque, so I stuck with pastels, mostly purple and blue, but also a little bit of pink. Then I went into those spots that were sort of awkward empty spaces and grabbed some washi tape to fill those in and give it a little color. I also used washi tape as a placeholder for the spots that I knew I was going to be adding spells later, because washi tape is really easy to pick back up from the page. It doesn't tear or leave residue. This next page is much of the same. I just wanted to point out that I did leave a couple of extra pages after these ones for more spells later on. And you can also make a page like this one for any magical items you have. You can print out the qualities of that magical item, or you can hand make a card for it as well. But it's always important to remember in making your D&D journal to leave yourself a lot of room to grow. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, and if you do want to stick around, be sure to subscribe. I'm also on Instagram, where you can head over and DM me if you do any of these spreads. I would love to see them. And I'm now on Twitch as well. I believe I'll be streaming on either Saturday or Sunday mornings, just planning out some of these spreads, doing my weekly bullet journal, and just chatting and listening to some nice music. So if that sounds good to you, please drop me a follow over there to be notified when I'm streaming, and come join me, come talk to me. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.